you're just ready to go in a whole different direction. What do we have? Some of you that are dating, one of the signs that you may not need to marry the person is if you can't even get along dating. Because most, especially men, they put their best foot forward while they're dating. But if his best foot forward means he's just kicked you with it before he said, I do, you need to use your feet and get to stepping. And my wife said, get to stepping after she kick him back. So as y'all can see, it ain't been no violence going on in the Lackey household. I'll never forget my grandmother, the late mother, Mamie Minter, when my wife and I were getting ready to get married. She told me, she said, boy, I ain't never known you to be violent. She said, but don't you be going up there trying to hit that girl, because you might win, but you gonna know you've been in a fight. I'm like, Mama, I don't want to do no fighting. Marriage is a wonderful life. If you're not in it yet, just make sure you're looking at some things. You know, what does my family think about this person? Number 5, ask yourself, does my potential spouse have and demonstrate personal integrity? Does my potential spouse have and do they demonstrate personal integrity? We all have people that we know that are close to us that, I don't want to call them liars, but they know how to really fabricate. They love to speak in hyperbole all the time. They know how to over-exaggerate everything. We had a newscaster a few weeks ago that just lost his job because he was trying to act like he was in the middle of a war situation and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, why, man? You're getting paid millions of dollars. Why are you standing here telling people you were, bombs were flying at you while you were broadcasting when they got all of this stuff recorded? I mean, why? Now, when we become adults, my philosophy is that there really is nothing that an adult should lie about. But the truth of the matter is, there are some things that when adults do lie about, you just kind of get tickled and laugh and say, well, I understand, in a sense. But then it comes down to this personal integrity issue where you got people who will lie about unnecessary stuff. I mean, just crazy stuff. I was looking online the other week, and I saw a post about an elderly lady that I knew. And the post was talking about she was about 5 or 6 years older than she really is. And talking about a church they went to when they were a child. But they didn't even go to that church when they were a child. And you'd be like, why? I mean, what's the purpose of posting this with fabrications? I mean, why? And so, if you're getting ready to marry someone, if you're thinking about marrying someone, you need to ask yourself, do they have personal integrity? Am I catching them in lies? Because listen to me, if you're catching them in lies before you marry them, it's going to be on when you say, I do. I mean, it's going to be on. Personal integrity. Before you get married, and some people disagree with me on this, I teach people this. We all have a past. We all have things in our past. And I tell a person, you know, I've had people to ask me, should I tell my potential spouse everything about me? Everything about my past? And I always tell a person, you need to use some common sense. You know, you ask yourself, if I wasn't me, and somebody told me that they had done what I've done, would I want to be bothered with me? And if you wouldn't want to be bothered with you, you got to make up in your mind, I'm not going to go back in that. I'm just not going back down that road again in my life. But there, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to tell folks to keep secrets. Please understand where I'm coming from. But sometimes you got to have wisdom enough to know that you don't destroy your relationship before it even gets started. I've dealt with men and women, even after marriage, that have been in various situations. And their spouse never really found out about it. But it was just eating at them, and it was nagging at them, and they were just, you know, I just can't deal with this. I just can't keep going on like this. And sometimes they'll ask me, well, should I tell my spouse? And I tell them, I say, well, you need to do what you feel like you need to do. My thing is, my job with you is to make sure it's not going to happen anymore. That's right. Not telling you to keep secrets, not telling you not to have integrity, not telling you that if they were to ask you about it, that you tell them a lie. But sometimes you got to have some wisdom. You just don't go volunteering stuff that's going to tie up everything. Okay? Because if the truth be told, most of you in this room have done something crazy in your life. Lord have mercy. I hear somebody say, still doing. The Lord help. I hope they're not. But personal integrity. Do they tell me the truth? Are they truthful with me? If I ask them, where have they been? Where have you been? And it starts up an argument. And this is before you got married. You know, I was trying to reach you yesterday. You must have been busy yesterday.